guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, Glam By Sam. If you're new here, don't forget to click subscribe if you want new beauty videos 3 to 5 times a week. And if you are already a subscriber, then of course, hi, welcome back. So glad you're watching again. So for today's video, you're probably wondering why is she wearing this like dramatic blue eye look, but that is because I actually played with a really fun eyeshadow palette today. So I recently got the BH Cosmetics Passion in Paris palette and I thought I would try it out in this video for you guys. So I was super excited to finally have this launch, I think like 1 or 2 months ago, and I really wanted to pick it up, but it was like a little expensive on Beauty Bay since it has to like come from England. So my boyfriend was actually in Austria and he picked this up for me because they actually sell BH Cosmetics in drugstores there, so that's super exciting. And I finally now own this palette, so I really wanted to play with this palette on camera with you guys today because look at these shades. How can I not want this palette? This is so beautiful. It's definitely a lot different than what I have in my collection, especially these like blues. And for today's video, I did 2 different eye looks. So I created an eye look with these more red shades, and then I also made an eye look with these blue shades. So I think without further ado, if you want to see the eye looks that I created and also what I think of the palette, then please keep watching. So I hope you guys are able to see this, but I swatch all of these shades for you. I'm not the best at swatching, as you can see. They're kind of like a bit higher here, but these are all these shades and they're pretty much all like one swipe swatches. Like this one I built up because it was a little light and I think I built up like 1 more shade, but for the rest these are all like one swipe swatches and I think they're really pretty. So for the first look, I feel like this look is going to be super fall appropriate, but I actually decided to throw on this like more red lipstick because I really want to start with the red shades in here, and then for the second look we're going to do something fun with the blues. So let's get started with the first look. I'm so excited to see how this palette is going to perform and what it's going to look like on my eyes, so let's get started with the tutorial. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be taking the shade here called Champs-Élysées. So of course I'm not a native French speaker, so if I'm pronouncing any of these names wrong, then I'm totally sorry. But the first thing, like I said, going to take the shade Champs-Élysées on my eyes. So I'm just taking that shade and I'm going to put this on my eyelid as a nice beige shade. And I have pretty oily eyelids, so I always like to apply a beige shade before I go in with any other shade, just to make sure that everything's going to blend nice. This is the first BH Cosmetics palette that I'm actually trying, so I also think that's pretty exciting because I'm super excited to see what the quality of these shadows is like because they're totally like pretty affordable. I think they're like on kind of like the same price as ColourPop, so I think that is amazing if they perform well to have another brand to buy eyeshadows from that aren't like too expensive. So as you can see, this shade is looking pretty nice. It's just like pretty much the same color as my eyelids. So now I'm going to go in this shade right here, which is called Notre Dame, and I'm going to put that in my crease using that exact same brush. And I feel like this might be a tiny bit too light for the crease, but we'll see what it looks like. Yeah, so this shade is definitely more of a beige shade than a crease shade, but I am just going to blend it in there. It's just like a very light sort of like mauvey pink and it looks nice, but it's definitely not dark enough to be like a crease shade. I think I'm going to go in with this shade right here right away. It's called Pompidou and I'm going to put that one in the outer corner and then also like blend it into the crease. So I'm just going to take a bit on this brush. It looks dirty, but it's actually clean. There was a little bit of kick up in the pan, but so far I'm not complaining. Looks really pigmented. So I'm just going to like tap this on the outer corner and then also like tap it kind of like into the crease, if that makes sense. And this is a beautiful shade. Definitely has a bit of a pinky undertone. And then taking that same blending brush that we used, I'm just going to blend this shade out. So one thing I must say, it's definitely looking more of a hot pink on the eye, which I'm a tiny bit disappointed by. I was expecting this to be like a really pretty dark matte red, but it's actually like, now that we're blending it and everything, it's actually much more pink, so keep that in mind. But it's blending nice. So as you can see, that blended pretty nicely, but it's definitely more pink than red, so I'm going to go in and do the same thing on the other eye, and then I'm going to try to make it a bit more red by maybe using a different shade. I'm not sure. We'll see what we do. So now I'm just going to take this one right here, which is called Grand Palace. I'm just going to pronounce it like that. I don't know how to pronounce this in French, so I'm just going to put this on my brush as well. And this has definitely sort of like a purple undertone to it, but I still want to try it with the look because this is a bit more pink, so I want to see if we can like deepen it up a little bit. So I'm just like tapping this on the outer corner, and that shade is looking pretty similar as it was in the pan. So these shades definitely go together pretty nicely, and now it's time to blend them. So these shades are looking really, really pretty. They aren't patchy and they're just looking really, really nice. And then taking this tiny little blending brush from BH Cosmetics as well, I'm just going to sort of like blend these shades together even better. And then I'm taking just this big sort of like fluffy brush. I'm just basically like wiping this on that edge to make sure that we have more of like an angled line going on, because I like that better for my eye shape. So for shimmers, I actually want to apply two. So for the outer corner, I'm going to be applying this one here, which is called Moulin Rouge. And then we'll do the shade Eiffel Tower on the more like inner corners of the lid. So I'm really excited to see how the red shade especially is going to be looking on the eye. I am going to be trying to apply this with a brush, and if it doesn't work, I'll just apply it with my finger. So just going to wipe this brush in here. This doesn't have kick up in the pan. Tapping off doesn't really give a lot of excess shadow too, and now I'm just like putting this on the lid. So that is applying pretty nicely with the brush. The only thing I am noticing is that this shimmer is actually more red toned than it is pink toned, while the matte red is looking a bit more pink. So I feel like in terms of the shades, I don't mind it, but it doesn't look like the best since we have sort of like a pinky purple blend going on, and then we have this like red shimmer on the lid. So I feel like it would have been so nice if that matte red was actually a true red, but it's still looking pretty and it is an affordable palette. So like, I'm not complaining. Still pretty eye looks, and I'm just going to do the same thing on the other eye as well. I believe some of these shades are actually pressed pigments, so I wonder if my eyes are going to be stained after this video. But now I'm going to take that Eiffel Tower shade, and I'm actually going to take it on a different brush. I'm going to be taking it on this pencil brush, also from BH Cosmetics, just so that we have a more clean brush. And I'm just going to first apply this to the inner corner. That's such a beautiful inner corner highlight. Also not much fallout, and then I'm just like bringing this to the red. So this definitely does look more like yellow in the pan. I feel like it's looking lighter on the actual eyelid. And I'm just going to like blend this together a bit more. So I just want to try it with my finger. So I'm going to take that Moulin Rouge shade on my finger. So I definitely think it is the prettiest to just put that Eiffel Tower shade in the inner corner and not on the lid, but like this, like how pretty is this look? I want to add a bit more of Moulin Rouge to the outer corner of this eye. I'm in love with that red shimmery shade. So now I'm just going to apply a little bit to my lower lash line. So I'm going to take this like smudger brush from Charlotte Tilbury, and I think I'm going to do the shade Pompidou on the lower lash line. So tapping off, and then like with a very light hand going over the like lower lash line, and then I'm just going to blend this. So I think we should just apply some mascara right now, and then we can see the like finished look. So then this is what the first look turned out now that we're wearing mascara. So I quite like it, I have to say. It's not what I expected, but I definitely like it. And that is mainly because this shade made the eye look so much more pink. Like, it's not necessarily like a bright pink, but it's definitely more pink toned than it is red toned. And I was hoping this to be like a gorgeous matte red. This shimmer is definitely a true red shimmer, which I really appreciate. It's absolutely gorgeous. And now I'm just really excited to create a more blue themed look. So let's just take this makeup off right now and start with the second look. Hi guys, so I'm back right now, removed the lipstick, applied a nice nude gloss because I feel like this look is going to be pretty intense, and then I also did my best to remove all of my eye makeup. So I'm just going to go back in that shade called Champs-Élysées just to like prime the eyelids. I feel this was a really pretty like base color for the lid, so I'm just going to put this all over my lid. So I'm going to take this one again. It is actually clean. I wiped it off completely. It's still like looking a bit pink, but there's no like pink left on here. And I'm going to go in with this bright blue shade and I'm going to apply that to the crease. Tapping off some excess, a little bit of fallout, and then just like putting this in the crease. So I'm going to blend with a different brush. So right now I'm just like focusing on packing this on the like lid to blend it later. So now I'm taking the same blending brush again and I'm going to blend this all throughout the crease. So it's blending pretty nice, so I want to go in with the deeper shade right now, and I think I want to do a like halo eye with this look. I think that'd be really pretty. So I'm just going to be taking this one here, and this is called Montmartre. I know how to pronounce this. So just like the top right blue shade, and I'm going to put this on the same brush that we did. Really pigmented this is looking so far. As you can see, really nice dark blue, and I'm going to like pat this on the like outer corner. Then I'm also going to pat it in the inner corner since we're going to be doing like a halo eye look. This is so different for me. I've never really done a like eye look this blue before, so. And of course we need to blend it. Just taking this blending brush again, I just really like this brush and I'm just going to blend this all out. This shade is stunning. I really like it. And then just adding a tiny bit more of that blue to kind of like add some depth again. Such a stunning blue. This is definitely one of my favorite shades out of the palette so far. And then I'm taking this small blending brush again and I'm adding a bit more of that brighter blue shade that we used, and I'm just going to go over these like edges to blend those together. I feel like right here it's not really picking up as much shadow as I hoped, so try to add a bit more there. So I think this is how we're going to leave the mattes for right now, and now I'm just going to apply the shimmers. So I'm going to take the shade called Versailles on my brush, and again this shade is super smooth. These shimmers don't have a lot of fallout, so I feel like that's really good, and I just have it on this brush. And then I'm just going to apply this to the like outer. And then I'm going to apply the like silver shade called City of Lights, and I'm going to apply that to the inner part of the eyelid. So that is this one right here, and for now I'm just going to apply that with my finger. So that's what's looking like. It's kind of like a teal silver shade, if that makes sense. Looks pretty. Yeah, so this is definitely more intense with my finger. That is such a gorgeous shimmer shade. Look how pretty that is. I wasn't expecting that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of this blend here with the blues because this is the first time that I've like done a really blue eye look. I think I did a pretty nice job. I mean, it's not the best blend I've ever done, but I think you can definitely make this work. I feel like the shades go pretty well together and I like how this is looking. So now I want to of course add a bit of this to my lower lash line. So I'm taking the pencil brush again. But first I want to add a bit of this shade here called Louvre, and I want to apply that to the inner corner of the lid because I really want to see what that shade is like too. So just applying that to the inner corner. That kind of has a blue shift to it. That's actually really pretty. Wasn't expecting that. And then I'm also going to apply this to the like brow bone. Okay, see that? That just has a like blue shift to it. I'm just going to blend that out with my pinky finger. And then I'm just like wiping this brush off, and then I'm going to use this for the lower lash line too. So I'm going to take that bright blue shade called Sen, I think that's how you say it. And I'm just going to like bring this to the lower lash line. Just a tiny bit. I don't want to do like too much blue on the lower lash line. I think that is looking really pretty. I really like how this is looking, super different for me. So now off camera I'm just going to curl my lashes, apply some mascara again, and I'll be back to share the second look and then also my final thoughts on this eyeshadow palette. Okay guys, and this is what the second look turned out using the BH Cosmetics Passion in Paris palette. I have to say I quite like how this look turned out. It's really different. I never really do a lot of blue eye looks. This was actually the first time that I did a proper blue eye look, and I have to say I quite like it on me. They're definitely good quality. So far I really had a lot of fun playing with all of these pretty shades. Now, if I think it is worth the money, I definitely think it is worth the money. I think this retails for around like between 15 and 17 euros. I know it's a bit more expensive on Beauty Bay, it's like 20 euros there, but I feel like the quality is there and I feel like it's definitely good value for money for a drugstore eyeshadow palette. You have a lot of shades, there are 16 shades in total, so for me this is definitely worth the money and I'm excited to play with more BH Cosmetics palettes. Okay guys, so if you did enjoy this video, then I would absolutely love it if you gave it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you don't want to miss any of my videos. All of these things would help me so much with my channel and I'd really appreciate it. But with that said, I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. I really hope you have an amazing day and I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye!